Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping with news that's jaw dropping. They're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and light of lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go when all coming attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Stop it, Chris, you're making it hard.
Why did I know you were going to do something like that? Welcome to episode 115 of Sports on Tap Detroit. I'm Chris Scott alongside Joe Waddell. Joe, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. I'm got some things I'm looking forward to. It's summertime, so
It is summertime. I mean, shit, if you're going to do that, we may as well just get right into it. Let's do it. So we're going to SummerSlam this weekend.
Yes, we are.
We're going to SummerSlam on Sunday or on Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yes, and
Looking forward to it.
I'm very excited about this because I have never been to a live wrestling event, whether it be WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW, whatever you want to call it, whatever wrestling promotion there was. I've never been to a live one. So I'm very excited about this.
I'm excited for you for that reason
Yes.
because being that you have been a wrestling fan, you've watched wrestling for over the years, you
Shit.
in and out of it, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
same as all of us.
I mean, as a kid, I watched it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Then obviously during like the Attitude Era, when it was that's when it
That
was
was
like
that was the
yeah.
pinnacle
I mean,
of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean when obviously
When
Monday Night
WCW
Raw,
and WWE
Right.
were going against each other, yeah,
the
it was
Monday
the
Night
best.
Wars were great, and then SmackDown got introduced, and like we'd have like literally like viewing parties at friends' house and stuff like
Yep.
that. So,
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, obviously, as a lot of people out there, they've been wrestling fans since they were kids. So,
Dennis says he'll be there.
yes, he will be there.
We kind of expected. I expected that. I didn't hear for sure, but I kind of expected you would be there.
and I'm sure we'll have a few pops beforehand.
Yes,
so-
we'll probably. I mean, if Dennis is down with it, I think we'll probably meet up with him at some point before.
yes. Because I believe he's only 2 sections away from us.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe so.
And then our good friend of the show, Steve Waddell,
Bald
is
Man Entertainment,
Bald
yes.
Man Entertainment is actually going as well. Him and his lovely wife Heather are going, so we'll meet up with them as well. They are actually right below us.
Oh, nice.
I believe they're 108.
All right.
So they're like right below where we're at.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great time.
Nice. Dennis says yeah, he's in the club as well.
Fantastic. So we don't have to wait for bathroom lines or beers
Nope.
or anything like that, which will be
telling-
great.
When we looked at it and you were talking about getting club level, I was like, yes, fucking do that because the lines are not as long. It's a great section to be in.
Right.
Like you get your own, it's your own private area almost. It's just that section that gets it. You have your own restaurants. You have your own concession lines,
it's
your own
great.
bathrooms. It's fantastic.
Like if you've never sat at club level for anything, I highly recommend you do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely the way. Yes, the tickets are a bit more expensive.
a little bit.
But in my opinion,
worth it.
It's definitely worth it because again, you don't have to deal with long ass bathroom lines, long ass concession lines, missing part of the event you're actually there to see. I highly recommend doing it if you have the means to do so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm pretty excited for it. For you to enjoy your first live event.
Yes.
I've been to quite a few over the years. I went to quite a few during the Monday Night Wars era. I went to some WCW events. Went to some WWE events.
yeah,
WWF back in the day. I actually went to WrestleMania 3.
you did.
When I was younger. Dennis actually got us tickets to the last WrestleMania that was here at Ford Field.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't say he got us tickets. He got us in because
Dennis is the mayor. He knows
That's-
everybody. He's the man of
that's
the people.
how Dennis rolls.
Dennis
And
is the man of the people.
It was we didn't even plan on going, and all of a sudden Dennis is like, "Hey man, you want to go to WrestleMania?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's
Yes.
go." So yeah, it was. I mean,
Didn't he get us into that Monday night game, the Lions Bears game? That first one the Lions had in like forever.
no,
I could have swore he did.
no, I don't think so. I think I got those tickets through somebody at work when I was managing the bars, but I could be wrong. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I've been watching more wrestling recently to try and catch up on what I've been missing out on, and I watched a little bit here and there, anyway. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm really excited.
I am definitely looking forward to it.
Dennis said, "Nope, never did Ford Field."
I could have swore he did, but it was a long time ago and a whole other life ago. So,
Yeah.
well, speaking of the SummerSlam, do you actually want to get into the card a little bit, or
Yeah, let's do it.
keep it-
Well,
all right.
speaking of SummerSlam, I'm pumped because SummerSlam is one of the big 5 events, right?
Yes.
For WWE.
it's like
right?
it's like a major?
It's a major 5.
Yeah.
The major 5 are basically, if you don't know, they're WrestleMania, and then Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'd say SummerSlam is probably number 2 in that.
Yep.
In that, 5 event thing.
It was basically created to compete with WCW as an additional pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's considered the second biggest show of the year for WWE.
Yeah.
Dennis says upset that no KO or Liv Morgan. He loves them. I'm upset no KO because I
am
like
too.
I like KO and Sami Zayn together on the tag team. I was
I
hoping
hear
we get
he's like legitimately hurt. I
He
hear
really
both
is.
of
Yeah.
them are.
they're both
legitimately
legit hurt, which
Yeah.
is why they had the angles so that they would be hurt in the series. But Liv Morgan, yeah, she's all right. But yeah, I am upset we're not going to see the tag team title match that I was hoping we'd get with Sami Zayn and KO.
No, I'm with you on that one. But regardless of that, from everything I've heard and everything I read, it should be a hell of a card. So I'm actually very much looking forward to this.
And we talked about this before the show. Before you get into it, there's always a very big surprise.
Yes.
At SummerSlam.
Yeah.
They always do some sort of unveiling or somebody comes back that's been hurt. Always. Every fucking year, SummerSlam is that event where somebody makes their reappearance.
Yes.
And there's a few that could possibly, and we'll get into that as you go through the card. We'll talk about it as well.
All right, so we're going to start off. They've added a battle royale to this. And
for what? Why?
Because they had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had to.
Yeah.
Because WWE fans basically forced WWE to do this. Yep. Because LA Knight is incredibly over with fans right now. Because as you said earlier, when we were talking about it earlier,
he is the illegitimate love child of Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Steve Austin.
He's literally a hybrid of both of them.
He is. If those two had a baby,
yes,
and he grew up,
it would be LA.
It would be LA Knight.
Yes. So they literally had to create a battle royale so he could be on the card for SummerSlam.
And I'm looking forward to it because I actually am a fan of LA Knight. I think his shtick was stolen from both of those guys, but
yes,
it's he does it well, and he doesn't do it to where it's a complete rip off, and you're just looking at it like, man, you're just ripping these guys off.
Right.
He does it well, and he's fun to watch. So yeah, I'm excited they put him on the card.
Yes. So I'm reading this off Bleacher Report. They have the whole card here, and they have their predictions for it. And yes, they do have LA Knight winning the thing. Which, if he doesn't win the thing, then what was the point of this?
Right.
It would serve absolutely no purpose.
Dennis says he'll win.
Oh yeah.
Dennis also says heard some rumors on the surprises, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yes, we
will. For sure.
But yes, anybody but LA Knight winning this battle royale would just be, again, it would be a waste of time.
A complete waste of time. It's like a throw-in match just to get him a win and a pop from the crowd, and to get him over a little bit more.
Yeah,
and
which he's crazy over. He's
crazy over right now, and I keep hearing people say that they're holding him back and they're holding him down. I completely disagree. Just because he's not having title matches,
right?
Just because he's not getting the shot at the titles right now, he's completely over, and they find every chance they get to put him on TV.
Yeah,
they're not. And they find every chance they get to pump him through social media. He's always on their social media. They're always pushing him out there for that. People that are saying he's being held back are wrong. They are pushing him to get him out there more. They're letting him be out there more. He will get his shot. You don't automatically come out, and because you're a crowd favorite, you don't just get your shot at a title.
No,
it's not the way it works.
They did that with Austin too. They waited.
Yeah,
they waited.
He won the King of the Ring.
Yes.
And then he had to fight and go through the Intercontinental Championship first. He didn't just rise up and he was super over.
Oh, super over. Like arguably the most over any wrestler's ever been. So
you don't just get your title shot right away.
No.
They will run him probably the way they did everybody else. They'll go through the Intercontinental title, and then they'll have him have a major title run.
Which at this point, with how they have the brand separation, just get rid of the brand separation.
Oh,
it's dumb.
Well, I can't keep it. Listen, I can't keep track of the titles.
Well, because you got the Intercontinental title on Raw, and LA Knight's on SmackDown.
Right.
So I mean,
well, they also have a championship title on Raw. They have a championship title on SmackDown.
Yes.
Then they have the multiple. Like Roman has 3 fucking titles. I don't know what the hell's going on. They're literally just making belts for people.
It's absurd.
Like what is it?
And that's the thing. Like Seth Rollins has the belt on Raw, but they had to create a belt for him.
So if I didn't know any better, I think Gucci worked for fucking WWE. They're just producing belts.
It's ridiculous that you had to like literally your flagship show. I'm glad I got that out.
Flagship show.
I did. I got it. They literally had to create a belt for somebody on Raw because Reigns has had it for 10 years now, and he rarely ever wrestles.
Well, and not to mention he has 3 belts.
Right, but it's
he carries one.
Yeah, and Heyman carries
and Heyman carries the other 2. Right. And then he's got his fucking puka shells around his neck, whatever those are, the tribal chief thing.
And speaking of Paul Heyman, that dude might be the GOAT, like manager or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, you know why they put him with people, right?
Because he's awesome.
And because the people that they put him with.
Oh yeah.
You know why, right? Because they have no mic skills.
Oh, like Lesnar and Reigns.
They
and
put
whatnot.
him with people that have no mic skills to get them over, to get them a pop, either to get them a pop or to get them the crowd against them. He does a lot of the talking until they get to the point where they can do the talking themselves.
Right.
Right? Like, Brock Lesnar never really got good at being on the mic.
No.
He's better now, but he's not
not great.
good. And Roman's not great.
But this
he's
character with
better.
Lesnar, his like cowboy character, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it, I think that's more him.
Mm-hmm.
That's his personality, and he's better. He's still not great, but he's
But he's better because he's just being himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they put Heyman with guys who don't have mic skills that they want.
Yes.
They put him with top-notch guys that don't have very good mic skills to help them with the mic skills and then also help get them over in whatever way they want, whether it's a heel or a hero. That's anyway.
So back to the Battle Royale. Yeah, we both have LA Knight winning, and the
For sure.
Bleacher Report has him winning. Because, again, like we said, if he doesn't win, then what was the point of this? It literally serves no purpose.
I would put money on the fact he wins.
Oh, yeah. And this is why they're talking about making betting legalized for WWE. Oh, dude, we would clean up on this shit. It's because
Yeah, but that's the problem. So would a lot of other people. It would
on this.
It would make them have more surprises, though.
It would force them to.
Uh-huh.
It would absolutely force them to.
Yep.
Next up, they have the Logan Paul versus Ricochet. I'll be the first one to say I don't like either of the Paul brothers. I really don't. I think they're fucking douchebags.
I do too.
However, that being said, credit where it's due. Logan Paul in the ring
It's very good.
is very good.
And with Ricochet,
Yes.
this is going to be exciting.
It's going to be a good match. It's going
Yeah.
to be a really good match. Now, Logan Paul's mic skills are fucking horrendous.
Yeah, because
And Ricochet's mic skills, it sounds like he's crying every time he talks.
it sounds like he's trying too hard too.
Yes.
Like neither one of them are great on the mic.
No.
But I want to see them in the ring because they both. Logan Paul has basically he has sold his body out at
Yeah.
every match he's done.
Absolutely.
Logan Paul has turned into Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, absolutely.
He's turned into Shane McMahon. He's the guy they send out there to do the big falls, the
Yep.
big spots, the big jumps, the holy shit stuff, right?
Some of the stuff that Shane McMahon did,
Right.
we're just like, what? Wait,
Right.
that guy did that?
And that's what they've turned Logan Paul into. He's
Yeah.
the holy shit guy, right?
Yeah.
And Ricochet is very much on that level too. Like some of the things he does, you're like, wow, holy
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be one of those matches that I'm really looking forward to. I don't like the Paul brothers. I despise them as people, but he's great in the ring, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this match.
No, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very aerial contest. Not a lot of stuff on the ground, which I'm all about. Hell yeah, get up there and do your thing. This has Logan Paul winning the match, and I actually agree with this. I think he will win the match.
Yeah, they're going to get him over a little bit more.
They are.
Well, not get him over, but he's a heel. But they're gonna build him up a little more.
He's lost his last 4 matches, so this is kind of like
They're
hey,
gonna build him up.
Hey, you gotta at least win one. You know, like come on. So.
Yep. And Ricochet's to me, Ricochet's a forever middle.
He's a mid-card guy.
He's a mid card guy.
He is
right.
He's a mid card guy, 100%. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to
Dennis
that match.
says he is good in the ring when he has 2 months to practice for one match. Hey,
Hey,
but
he does it.
If that's what it takes, in that case, he's kind of exactly like Shane McMahon then, because Shane McMahon only
what he
came
did,
back for
yeah.
special matches, but he came back and he was like, every time he did something, every time he came back for a match, there was one holy shit moment with him in the ring. And that's what Logan Paul's turned into. And don't like the guy, really don't. But if it comes to entertaining me
Yeah.
in a wrestling match, okay.
This is where I do agree with Dennis on this. There's no way in hell he could be a full-time. Not a chance.
Not right now.
No, he doesn't.
He could get there.
He could get, but he'd have to work on not only in-ring skills to do it on a constant basis,
Right.
but he'd definitely have to work on his mic skills.
Oh, for sure.
mic skills are
for
just
sure.
bad.
But listen, Ronda Rousey fucking sucks in the
Oh,
mic.
she's terrible. on the mic.
horrible.
Horrible. Like again,
She's so fucking bad. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
like that match when we get to it, I kind of don't even want to like go into because I feel like that's
Don't even care.
That's like the let's go get a beer.
Oh, that's
go take a
absolutely
piss
that's absolutely
type
the
match.
that's absolutely the I'm gonna go take a piss and grab a drink.
Speaking of that is the next match on this card, which again I don't really care about. I get the story that they're friends and like in real life they were friends, and
Yeah.
I understand the whole.
Wait, hold on.
behind
Hold on. I got the exact thing for this.
Fuck you both.
it. Nice.
I don't care. I just don't.
I don't, and honestly, I haven't cared about Ronda Rousey being in WWE one bit since she's gotten there. Like
Not one bit.
I don't give a shit. Like I don't care. Like you should have just stuck to UFC, getting your ass kicked in UFC.
Yep.
It's like watching a bunch of retards trying to fuck a doorknob.
They have Shayna Baszler winning this, and I actually agree with that as well. It's time to put her over as like new like quote woman's badass, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think any of us like. I don't know anybody that likes Rousey.
I don't. She doesn't do anything for me.
Dennis says Bianca sucks on the mic, and they keep giving her the belt.
I'm with you on that too.
I agree with that, but it's actually because she's really good in the ring.
She is, but she's terrible on the mic.
She's terrible on the mic.
Terrible.
I agree with that. She's awful, but she's good in the ring. Ronda Rousey isn't good at either.
Which is funny given who her husband is. It's Montez Ford from Street Profits.
Oh, really?
That's her husband.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So you figure she'd be like he could at least like help her, coach her up a little bit.
Oh.
But she does not have it on the mic, man. It's painful listening to her talk.
Very.
It really is.
Very.
And I know it's painful for some of you to listen to us talk, but we're not getting paid a lot of money to do that. So.
Yeah, and you choose to do it, so I don't really care.
Right. Next up, we got Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. This is the rubber match of the basically three game series. Three-game set.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan.
I am not. I am absolutely rooting for Brock Lesnar to kick his ass. I know it's not going to happen. I know Rhodes is going to win. I do not. I think Cody Rhodes' character is so fucking cheesy. I can't stand it.
The thing with it is, like, it's not his character though. That's not a character.
Then
for
he's
him.
cheesy as fuck.
He is.
I don't like him.
That's why I like him though, because he's being him. When he was first coming up in WWE,
Yeah.
I hated him. Couldn't stand him.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ. Then he left.
Right.
And went and did his own thing. He went and did New Japan Wrestling. He was at
Basically
Ring of Honor. He was at Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
He was in the independent circus. Then he went to AEW.
He basically started AEW.
And then Vince McMahon cast him away. He didn't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Then he got to the point where Vince McMahon flew to his fucking house to basically beg him to come back.
Yeah. I saw that in the promo for his last.
Dennis says Stardust was cheesy. I like the role now. And I'm with you on that one, Dennis. Stardust was like one of those gimmicks where he had to get away from that. For me, I'm a huge fan of Cody Rhodes as a person now. And I didn't like him before. And I love the way he is now. I love his persona that he puts out there because it is kind of genuine for him. And maybe it comes across as cheesy, but for him, it's more like this was in his blood. You know what I mean? And that's why he does this. He loves to entertain the fans.
And that's
why he's there.
that's great. I find every one of his promos, it's just like the exact same thing. It's like, dude, we get it. You want to finish the story and blah, blah, blah. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about maybe doing a different promo. How about that? That would help. Maybe don't be that guy all the time.
I don't know. I dig it. I'm looking forward to it.
But like I said, I'm rooting for Lesnar. Excited. I just like Brock Lesnar. I do. Like I think he's good at what he does.
And Dennis said, and when he wrestled with that torn pec, gave me mad respect.
Now that I respect 100% because that was legitimate. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
And even Seth.
Dude, that was nasty.
Yeah. Even Seth, like he said during that match, he was faking how much he was actually hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get a ton of respect for that. 100%. But yeah, going back to it, like I said, I'm rooting for Lesnar, but I know Rhodes is going to win because they're priming him to face Reigns at WrestleMania.
So this is one of the matches. This is one of the matches where there could be a surprise appearance
by
yes, Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Either to interfere or afterwards, once Cody wins, there is a rumor that Bray is coming back. He's been inconspicuously absent.
Which I'm all for because I'm not a Bray Wyatt fan either.
I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan. And I'm a huge fan of him as a person, like legit as a person, right? But then the Fiend character that he plays, I want that to come back for sure.
I just think it's too much.
I love it. To me, it's old school because it almost reminds me of like really old school Undertaker. You know, like when he used to be when you were younger and you're like, oh, this guy's legit a fucking like he was very
like that whole Firefly Funhouse bullshit. It's just it totally turned me off, man. I'm just like, nah. Like I'm sorry. I can't take this serious. And it just totally turned me off to that character.
Steve said the phone doesn't work. Yes, it does. Call the 313 number, dummy. Love you, bud. We actually mentioned you earlier, Steve, and Dennis says, love the Fiend. You and I are on the same page, Dennis. You want to come in for the show? Fuck this guy sitting next to me right now. He doesn't agree with anything I have to say.
Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah, so this is one of those matches that we could see.
And I think if that happens, then I think it'll be after the match. And I think he'll beat the daylights out of Cody after he's already been beaten down by Brock, and then it'll go from there.
Yep.
Because he's not gonna feud with Brock Lesnar because that serves no purpose.
No.
So yeah, like I said, I think Cody's going to win that match. I think they're going to beat the daylights out of each other, which is going to be great. But yeah, I think Cody's going to take that one. And everybody there is going to root for Cody, especially when his stupid music hits.
Steve says it goes right to voicemail. I don't know how. I have it pulled up right now.
I'm actually looking forward to this next match for the Intercontinental title. It's Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. These dudes are going to beat the shit out of each other. And it's going to be awesome.
I am not a fan of Gunther.
Okay.
I
kind of nothing him.
I'm not they're annoying. The three of them.
Oh,
the three of them
yeah,
together,
yeah,
Imperium, they're
yeah.
annoying as fuck. And the one guy who talks, who's like, listen here.
Yeah.
Like
Ludwig?
Ludwig
Kaiser.
Yeah. Whatever his name,
Yeah,
Kaiser?
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze?
Yeah. Kaiser. Yeah.
He's really annoying to me. And I know, Steve, you're listening right now. You're a big fan of Drew McIntyre.
I like Drew McIntyre.
I'm not a fan, but I also don't dislike the guy either.
Okay.
I just am. I'm kind of like you are with Gunther. I nothing him.
Fair.
He's all right, but at this point, I hope he wins this because I fucking despise Imperium. They're annoying.
These guys are going to beat the daylights out of each other. It's going to be kind of like the McIntyre Sheamus match, or the Sheamus Gunther match at I think it was Crown Jewel or Clash at the Castle.
Steve says, Joe, he looks just like you. You're wrong. He looks nothing like me. I am old and fat, and that guy is not any of those things. You need, Steve, you need new glasses, man. Go see an eye
Yeah, I
doctor.
don't see it either, man. But
Then they are doing their job right, but I like Gunther.
Gunther's going to win this 100%. Because they want him to pass.
I don't see them taking the title off of him.
No, they want him to pass Honky Tonk Man's streak of
Yeah.
how long he kept it, whatever. Which they've been doing a lot now. Which whatever. I don't think that should be the case. But like when things call for something, make it happen.
Yeah.
Like Cody probably should have beat Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Steve says I'm the Wish version.
Apt.
Yeah.
Apt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go back to that. Yeah, I think Gunther retains, and again,
Yeah.
this is going to be these guys are going to beat the daylights out of each other, so it should be a fairly entertaining match.
It should be an entertaining wrestling match. Like
Yeah.
you should get some good pops in this match for sure.
You should. I can see Imperium somehow interfering in this match
For sure.
Which is
And I think that's how Gunther's going to end up getting the win too. They're going to get him the win, but they're also going to not.
right.
They're not going to make. I just lost his name.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Look bad because they're trying. He's coming back for a resurgence a little bit
Oh, yeah.
after his injury.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have Gunther get over on him just on his own, right?
No, it'll be
They're going to have him get over on him by a little bit of interference from Imperium, I believe.
And this is honestly one thing.
Hey,
that's-
Heather. Love you. Hi.
This is one thing that's kind of bothered me, like recently about WWE. There's so much interference. It's like, dude, just let these guys have a match. Like if a guy loses
yeah.
clean, he loses clean. If it's
Right.
a good match, nobody cares.
You know, and before we move on with the rest of the matches, you know, a guy I don't like is the who's the Asian guy that comes out with the fucking string music and all that shit?
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with? Does he have Tourette's? Like what is up
might,
with
I
that
don't know.
dude? Like he's always gyrating and doing all this weird shit as he fucking comes. Like what is his deal,
How did
man?
that go again? I want
He's
the people
so
I want the people
fucking
who are
weird.
actually watching us to see that again.
Watch him come. He bothers the shit out of me when he comes. I actually turn the TV off.
Yeah.
When I fast forward. I don't even watch his matches. I can't even watch it in fast forwarding because his gyrations are just that much faster. They're just like he's just like. Like what is he doing?
I don't know. But that's the thing. He's actually good in the ring, though. He is.
I
His
can't-
entrance is irritating.
I cannot get past his irritating personality
Yeah.
and his shit to even watch a match. I can't. He irritates the fuck out of me, like that bad. It's one of those irrational irritations for me. I am irrationally angry at this man who does these things. I can't stand it.
That really grinds your gears.
Yes.
All right. Nice.
Dennis says, "Okay, now we disagree on something." Fuck that guy.
Like I said, I don't mind him in the ring, but I'm actually with you on this one about his entrance. It's very irritating.
Even when they do backstage interviews with him
Yeah.
and another person, he's doing weird shit. I'm like, seriously, this guy's what the fuck is his deal?
What's wrong with
What
you?
the fuck is wrong? The fuck are
Got
you
a fucking
doing?
dart in your neck.
The fuck are you doing? You got a dart in your neck. You're crazy. You crazy. You got a dart in your neck.
Next up, we
Anyway.
have the women's championship match. It's a triple threat with Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. Honestly, I don't really give a shit about this match. I do like Asuka. I couldn't care less about Charlotte Flair. And like we talked about Bianca Belair earlier, she's good in the ring, but her mic skills are horrendous. Charlotte Flair, she doesn't do anything for me. I do like Asuka, though, and I think she'll win. I think she'll retain because not only will I think she'll win, but I think it's because they want to have her face Io Sky for the title, and I think Io Sky's going to try to cash in her Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, I nothing that one.
Fair enough.
It's probably going to be another match where I go to the bathroom and grab a drink.
Time for a beer. Yep. Time for a beer. Next up, we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. This one, I think this match is going to be fantastic. This is one, don't let the Judgment Day interfere. Just let these guys do their thing. These guys in the ring are fantastic together. Just let them do their thing. And I think it's going to be a hell of a match if they let them do their thing.
Steve says those are meet-up matches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll meet you for a drink.
Yeah,
during those
for
matches, for sure.
Yeah, I think this match, I think Rollins will retain. He's only had the belt for, 2 months? You can't, again, with how over that dude is, you can't strip it off him now. That'd be irritating. And not to mention, you got the, what's his name, Damian Priest, who has Money in the Bank. So if he tries to cash it in on Seth, which is entirely possible, that's just going to piss off Finn Balor even more.
Yep.
So it only makes sense that Rollins retains. But other than that, I think it's going to be a fantastic match because I said when you get these guys in the ring together, it'll be fantastic. And then the main event is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Now, this is one where I could see a surprise. And I know
so Dennis said for that last one, he said, great match, would love Finn to come out as Demon King.
I wouldn't be shocked to see it.
I wouldn't either, and I would actually love that too because I'm a fan of that character as well. I'm looking forward to that match a lot.
I am too.
I think it's going to be that's going to be a really good match. Sorry, I was messing with something over here and I didn't
sorry.
join in right when you said it. But
Now, but what match did you think Orton was going to come out in?
So I don't know. That's just a rumor I heard that Orton will make an appearance. Now, I didn't hear that he's going to interfere in a match or anything. I did hear that it's a possibility he makes his return at SummerSlam.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Steve says he's not coming back. Okay, Steve. I didn't realize you work for WWE.
I mean, I know his back's all fucked up, but
Oh, Steve says he's not cleared from the trainers. Okay.
okay. Back to the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns.
Yep.
This is like a culmination of the Bloodline storyline. Like, it is. I think Reigns is still going to win. I think there's going to be some sort of shenanigans that makes this happen because it's tribal combat because it's no rules basically.
There is no rules.
No rules.
Pins count anywhere.
Anywhere.
Submissions count anywhere.
I think these guys are going to beat the shit out of each other. It's going to be awesome.
Dennis says there's lots of rumors for this match. If you can throw some of those in the chat, man, I'll read them out because I really haven't looked at any rumors for this match other than one
That we talked about earlier.
we talked about before the show, which was The Rock coming
Yes.
out after this match.
After Reigns wins, which I think he will, and then as soon as he raises the belt, whatever, you'll hear that music. You'll hear If You Smell, and that place will go fucking ape shit if that happens.
Oh, you kidding me? And I'll be one of them.
That place will go absolutely crazy if that happens.
And I'll be one of those people
It'll
going
be great.
nuts.
It'll be fantastic.
It would if I get to hear The Rock's music. I've never actually. I take it back. I've been to one event where The Rock was there, but getting to hear The Rock's music live.
That'll be great.
Just if you smell.
that'd be fantastic.
Steve says Jimmy helps Jay or Solo turns on Roman. Blood over honor. Steve, I like that, and I would agree with you if it wasn't for the title. I don't see them putting the title on Jay.
Not yet.
I don't see Jay overthrowing Roman's title reign that they make such a big deal about.
No, because
with
they
numbers.
want Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania. That's what they want. Reigns is going to keep the title till WrestleMania.
Right.
Period.
So I don't see them having Roman drop the title. I just don't see.
No, I don't see it either. I think it'll be a good match. I think these guys are going to beat the daylights out of each other. And then I could absolutely see The Rock showing up, and then him and Roman Reigns having a match at like Royal Rumble or something.
Steve said they want him to pass Hogan. Right. I agree with that, which is why I think he's already passed Hogan, hasn't he?
I don't think so.
No. But they're not going to have Jay be the one to overthrow the title reign.
No,
it's not going to be it.
No.
They already had him defeat him when he hadn't been defeated in that long. So Jay already got one up.
Yep.
And was able to defeat him when he hadn't lost for however many 300 and some days or whatever.
Right.
So he got pinned. Jay has that one. They're not going to put the title on him.
No, they're not. But again, that should be a good match. And God, I hope that happens, though. I hope The Rock does come out.
Yep.
God, how awesome would that be?
That'd be awesome. It'd be really awesome.
You know who else
Extremely
is
awesome? Jason Stiltner from Flagstar
That's
Bank.
right. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
There you go.
And there you have our SummerSlam breakdown.
Steve says, dinner, see you Saturday. Absolutely, brother. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. Again, that's Steve, who was listening from Baldman Entertainment.
Yes.
Very good friend of the show. Appreciate you, brother. Dennis says, and Heather, love you. Bye. See you on Saturday. Dennis says he was the last to pin him before his streak, too. And I did not know that.
I thought
Jay was the last to pin him before the streak.
I thought Baron Corbin was.
Was
it? Whatever.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I'll be honest with you. I have no idea.
All right, so there's our.
Hello, lady.
Whoa.
What was that?
Wow. Holy shit. Okay, well, there's that.
There's our SummerSlam breakdown. What do you want to get into next?
I don't know, man. Pick one.
Okay,
We had
pick
a lot
one.
of stuff, man.
We do have a lot of stuff, which is nice. Let's go NFL. We got some stuff happened in the NFL since.
Got to go with the niffle.
Yeah, since our
Okay.
last show, some stuff went down. Justin Herbert got his contract extended,
Yes.
which is quite a bit. Which I don't. That's the thing with these quarterbacks now. It's crazy. Like
What did he get? I didn't actually see the numbers.
it's
I'm trying to
it's a
trying
lot.
to find it here.
It's quite a bit. Let me check it here.
Aaron Rodgers says it's going to be a few-year partnership with the Jets
I don't-
at the age of, 40?
You got 5 years, 262 and a half.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yep. That is.
I like Herbert. I just don't think he's done enough to warrant that. But, I mean, part of it is head coaching, too. So, I mean, they failed.
It is.
They haven't failed necessarily because of him. But
that's what you got to do now. You got to lock these guys in like early. You
You
have
do.
to. It's not paying them for what they've done anymore. It's paying them for what you
For
think
what
they're
you
going to do.
yeah, truly it is.
And that's a dangerous game, man. Because you saw it for years with Stafford, how they kept his rookie deal, and then the extensions, and it always set the franchise back because he took up so much of the salary cap.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be an issue moving forward. And I know you can restructure contracts and all that, which is cool.
Right.
It's cool that you can do that in the NFL. It's bullshit that you can't do it in the NHL. It's bullshit.
Right.
Absolute bullshit.
Yep.
And this is why Gary Bettman, this is why your league fucking sucks. Is because you let this shit happen. But that's another argument for another day. But yeah, Justin Herbert signs an extension with quite a bit of money. So good for him. I mean, we'll see if he actually takes that next step, to get to that elite status.
Right.
Which, again, we both agree that he's not quite there yet.
He's not. He's not quite there yet. But again, it's not all his fault. Again, I believe a lot of head coaching errors have hindered him.
Well, speaking of head coach,
I love this one.
oh man, we got coach on coach beef in the NFL. I fucking love it.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh yeah. So Sean Payton, who took over in Denver for the Broncos, he took over for Nathaniel Hackett, and recently made some comments about Nathaniel Hackett's time in Denver. It basically just shit all over his time there.
I just want to put this on the record because I know you'll back me up on this. At what point in time did I call for him that he was not going to make it as a head coach in the league? I believe it was game 1.
Yeah, it was right around there. Absolutely. Yes.
It was game 1.
Yeah.
And I go, this guy is not head coach material.
Dude is in over his head, man.
Not head coach material. And I bashed him all year.
You did.
And he's gone. And this is why I don't have a problem with Sean Payton bashing him. I mean, everyone sees what you left there. You left a pile of shit behind you. You basically left a pile of garbage. And Sean Payton's having to clean up that garbage at this point. So, listen, you could be a good dude.
Yeah.
You could be a good guy. You could be a good offensive coordinator. You could be a good assistant coach. But the facts are the facts.
Both things.
And you shit the bed as a head coach.
Both things can be true.
Yes.
Like the interview we just saw with Nathaniel Hackett, how he addressed the comments. Seems like a good dude. You know, whatever. Great. You might be the best dude in the world.
And Aaron Rodgers stuck up for him, said he was a great guy, said he had character. Okay, that could all be true. You know what's also true? He sucks as a head coach.
Very true. So in case you didn't hear what Sean Payton's comments were, he says, might have been one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. That's how bad it was. And I gotta say, it's hard to disagree with it.
I don't disagree with it.
And the fact that he was gonna he basically was trying to walk it back.
Yeah.
Why?
No.
You didn't say anything that wasn't wrong.
Nope.
Just own it. Like, dude, you sucked as a head coach.
You can be a great guy, and you can be a great offense coordinator. You can be a lot of things that are very good. The one thing you were not
was not a good head coach.
Was a good head coach.
You were terrible. And Payton, you know, he called it as he saw it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, you're both big boys, you know, whatever. Just leave it be. But why does he have to apologize for it?
You shouldn't.
Agreed. You shouldn't have to apologize for that. But this was, and then, like you said, Ron decided to chime in on it. He's like, "Oh, keep my coach's name out your mouth, dude. Shut the fuck up." Like,
what are you, his bodyguard?
Like, dude, you try to play it off like you're this like loner type guy and blah blah blah. But all you want is fucking attention. That's all you want is attention. And honestly, I hope you fail miserably in New York. I hope that New York media kills you. I really do. I hope they absolutely destroy you.
I got news for you. They're going to be good.
Oh, the Jets?
Yeah.
I'm sure they will be.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that they will be. But I hope it gets to the point because, I mean, obviously he controlled the narrative in Green Bay.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers a lot.
Right.
I like some things about him, but I am a fan of Robert Saleh.
Oh, I am too.
And I would love to see that team succeed with him as the head coach.
Right.
So,
like, he could control the narrative in Green Bay. He could do
whatever
the hell he wanted.
Yeah,
it didn't matter. The media wasn't going to call him out.
Yeah.
Not in New York.
Yeah. No.
Not New York, dude. It's going to be a whole new ballgame in New York.
That's the other thing is the New York media is one of the most brutal medias that you can ever subject yourself to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's going to be
a fact.
I'm curious to see how that's going to work this season. Say they go on like a 2-game losing streak. Which you could see in that AFC East, you could absolutely see happen.
Oh yeah, that division is going to beat each other up. They're going to beat each other up.
Yes, and I could see it now. The New York media just killing him.
Yeah,
because he's too old and blah blah. He should have retired. Blah blah. Whatever.
So here's another headline that I see that it just makes me laugh, and I want to read this to you, and I hope you laugh at it too.
Okay.
For the same reason.
Yes.
Saints. Michael Thomas says, "Chip on my shoulder grows every day."
Dude, DeMar Hamlin died and made it back before you did. Fuck off.
The chip on his shoulder? Guess what? Next thing you know, he's going to be missing a couple games because he has a chip on his shoulder.
Fuck that guy, man.
Hey, Michael Thomas misses 2 games because of chip on shoulder.
No, seriously, fuck that guy.
He's made of glass.
Yeah.
He's the biggest pussy I've ever seen. Like, the dude has a toe injury and he misses 3 seasons.
Yeah. But meanwhile, a guy dies on the field
and comes back
And
the
comes
next
back
year.
the next year.
Within the year.
Yeah, within the Yeah. I'm sorry. Michael Thomas, get fucked. Like that. No, I don't want to hear anything from you anymore, ever.
Michael Thomas sits out practice because of chip on shoulder.
Clown. Absolute clown. Another one. This Jonathan Taylor stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
That's a scene, man.
So Robert Irsay basically came out and was
Not exactly one of the brightest owners in sports. But
no, he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
But I mean, he basically said they weren't going to pay him.
Yeah.
And they were going to let the season play out. And then he tried to walk it back a little bit and say, we're going to let the season play out. He's one of our best players, and we rely on him, and he's a big part of the organization. We can see him being a big part of the organization going forward. But originally you came out and said, running backs aren't getting paid. We're not going to pay him, and that's it, right? So Jonathan Taylor, who is arguably one of the best running backs in the league and significantly younger than a lot of running backs that just hit the market, and didn't get paydays. Now, it doesn't mean Jonathan Taylor's going to get a payday because most running backs didn't, but Jonathan Taylor has asked for a trade.
Which he's probably not going to get.
He's not. He's not going to get it.
Right.
It's for running backs right now. It sucks for them.
Yes, it does.
They don't have a leg to stand on. We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon.
It's not. It's not. For me, I've said this, and I love Jonathan Taylor. A huge fan of him.
Yeah.
I was all about when they drafted him. I was like, they got a steal in the fucking draft with him. You hear this from me all the time. I want to say it again. You do not pay running backs. You don't give a running back a second contract. You don't draft a running back in the first round unless you're playing for a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like, you do not pay running backs. You don't.
Nope. It's a waste of canvas.
I will continue to say it. And I love running backs in the league. Running back is one of the best positions, one of my favorite positions. I love watching the good running backs play. Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. Those are Saquon Barkley. All those guys are great at what they do. Josh Jacobs, love them. You don't give them the big contract. You don't.
You can't. Because you got too much money tied up in your quarterbacks. And now receivers
Absolutely.
get paid like running backs used to get paid.
Right. But running backs, it's been proven that you don't need to pay these guys all that money when you can get a guy in the fourth round or you can get a guy off of free agency to fill in the role admirably for what you're doing.
Yep. You can it's been proven you can win a Super Bowl.
2 weeks ago, we talked about the running backs that play for Super Bowl winning teams.
Which it was like, holy shit, really? That guy? Yeah. So I'm curious to see how that situation plays out if he decides he wants to sit out, which we saw how that worked out for Le'Veon Bell. It did not work out well for Le'Veon Bell. So
It did not.
I'm curious to see how that plays out. Speaking of some other nonsense, you hear this shit about Jameson Williams?
No.
Dude, this guy. So at practice, I think this maybe yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So like a DB like broke up a pass. They were supposed to, and he threw a punch at him. Dude.
Plus, he had 4 drops.
Plus he had 4 drops. Like, what is your deal, bro?
His deal is he's not going to pan out to be the player people thought he was.
Weird. Weird. Who had that one?
I don't know. I don't know exactly who. I think it could have been a couple of guys named Chris and Joe. I don't know.
Weird. That you traded up to get him. We were both just like,
Everything this guy does is another small red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Which all adds up to a giant fucking red flag.
yes. Like
It's
the red flag that he was hurt when he drafted him.
But and again, okay, you took a chance on a guy that was hurt. I wouldn't do it in the position they were in. I didn't think they should have done it. We clearly bashed it at the time.
Oh, we did.
It
Absolutely
hasn't
we did.
panned out for them because he had, 1 catch last year?
I believe
And
so.
now he's out for the first 6 games this year. He can't play till week 7
He's
because
dropped.
he gambled on team premises.
Yeah.
Whether I agree with it or not, you still know the rules.
You know
Don't
the
break
rules,
them. It's like me driving down the street and not agreeing with the speed limit sign. Oh, it's only 35 here. It should be 45. I'm going to go
Right.
45.
Yeah.
If I get pulled over, I can't argue that I thought it should have been 35.
No.
Like, it's still a rule.
It's a dumb rule, but you have to.
Right. You still have to follow it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But everything this guy does at this point, it's like
It's another thing.
It's another thing
Yeah.
that you're like, man, is he ever gonna get his head straight? Is he ever gonna pan out? It's got to happen for him this year.
And apparently, Travis Kelce was throwing punches at practice too.
I mean, I don't agree with that either. But
No, I don't.
Travis Kelce throwing punches at practice,
Yeah.
and your second-year wide receiver who's suspended for 6 games,
Right.
and only caught 1 pass last year, and who has a bunch of question marks throwing punches at
Yeah.
practice.
One guy
are 2 different things. One guy's won 2 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and is the best tight end to ever play the game, arguably.
Arguably, he's on track.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one has caught one NFL pass.
Yes.
So, I mean, listen, I'm not excusing the punches being thrown at practice. It happens to a lot of guys.
Yeah, it does.
If it's certain people, you got to look at it and go,
Got to kind of give him the
what do you-
benefit of the doubt.
But it's a bad look either
It
way.
is.
But if you're a guy that has red flags already, it's like, okay,
Might want
you-
to lean off that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
reel it a notch.
Take it in, buddy.
Let's let your actions on the field, as far as like football play,
Yes.
start doing the talking, instead of throwing punches at a guy because he breaks up a pass and you drop 4 passes
Because you're
before that.
frustrated.
Right,
Yeah. Like, that's a sign of like immaturity.
right.
You know.
very much.
Next up, Joe Burrow. Like I said, when I saw it happen, and I as soon as I saw him limping like that, I immediately thought Achilles. I'm like, he's done.
But turns out he's not.
It turned out he's not. It's they say it's a calf strain,
Yep.
and he's basically going to be out. I would probably say that pretty much probably the whole preseason. I would think.
At least a few weeks.
Yeah.
A few weeks. Which for him, that team, they've all played together, so that really wouldn't be. That's
Right.
not really a huge big deal.
So it's good for. I'm happy about that. Like, I'm not a Bengals guy or anything like that, but I do.
I'm
like Joe
happy
Burrow.
about that.
But I do like Joe Burrow. I think he's a good quarterback,
Yeah.
and it's better for the league if he's in it. So
Yep.
I'm happy that it's not an Achilles. So that's a good thing.
We were talking about running backs. I love this one. The 4 horsemen of why running backs don't get paid. Zeke Elliott,
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Le'Veon
Yeah,
Bell,
Yep.
Todd Gurley,
Yep.
Melvin Gordon.
100%.
Those are the 4. That should be that's the Mount Rushmore. That is the Mount Rushmore of why NFL running backs don't get paid.
These are the guys that totally fucked you.
Yep.
These guys.
If you want to have a problem with anybody,
Those guys.
if you're an NFL running back and you want to have an issue with anybody
Yeah.
as to why you're not getting paid, give one of those 4 motherfuckers a
Those
call.
guys.
Give one of those guys a call and be pissed off at them for getting paid all that money and then shitting the bed.
Yes. Jalen Ramsey, you saw he's hurt. He's going to be out quite a while,
Yep.
actually, which I don't necessarily think that's a huge deal for the Dolphins.
Says
I really don't.
Ramsey vows to return sooner than expected, but I mean, take that with a grain of salt. He's going to be out as long as it takes him to heal.
It
But
does, but I think he was already on the decline anyways. So
Oh, I agree.
I don't think it's necessarily a huge deal for the Dolphins.
I think having him on the other side of Xavier Howard, though,
Right.
would have been a very good thing
Maybe.
because Jalen's not the number 1 corner anymore. But with Xavier Howard playing on the other side, he didn't have to be. He could have just been who he is now,
Right.
and take on the second best wide receiver on the team and be a success.
But the only reason why I say this is because your whole season is basically predicated on if Tua can stay healthy. Like, if Tua can't
sure
stay
it is.
healthy, I don't care who you have or who you
True.
don't have. It's not going to matter.
No, that's true.
Because who the hell's their backup?
I don't even know.
See,
at this
that's
point.
the thing. You
I
don't even know who
at
it
this
is.
point.
I gotta see. I'm gonna Google it. Go to the Google machine. Dolphins backup. There we go. Yeah, because like I said, this it doesn't matter if oh no, Matt Moore is their backup court. No, wait a minute. That's not right. No, that's not right. Hang on a second. Mike White. Oh, Mike fucking White.
Oh,
Yeah.
from the Jets.
Yes.
Mike fucking White. Oh, okay. Maybe they will be all right.
Maybe they'll be all right.
He'll go in and at least pass for 400 yards.
Mike fucking White. All right. So they may be all right. But again, I don't think it's huge loss. Yes. Is it a loss? Obviously. But I don't think it's as big a loss as some people have made it out to be. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Again, but especially in that division. Man, that division is going to be an absolute war.
Yep.
Absolutely. This division is going to be what we thought the AFC West was going to be last year. And we saw how that turned out.
Yeah.
Like we were hyping that division up so much. It just was kind of like, man.
It just died.
Wah, wah. And the best thing about all this, we have football on Thursday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Hall of Fame game, Jets, Browns.
Jets Browns 8 p.m.
Yes.
Thursday.
The foosball is back, people.
It's the foosball.
Yes, very excited about that.
You've been playing the foosball behind my back, boy.
Now, obviously, I'm not a huge preseason football guy because it's just guys that you're really never going to see.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not either.
But you're going to watch it.
For me, I mean, I'll watch some of it. Thursday night is daddy-daughter night, so I'm going to go out with Ray for a while.
You're going to record that shit and watch it later, right?
No. But for me, we know what preseason football does. It's like the appetizer that just gets you ready for dinner. You know what I mean? Like
it's like the mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. It's like the fried pickles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fried pickle chips or it's like the spinach and artichoke dip. It gets you ready
Maybe
for
some
the
wings.
rest. Yeah. It gets you ready for the meal. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, well, I'll have this to hold me over.
Yes.
For now, it curbs my appetite until my meal.
It wets
comes.
it a little bit. It expands my stomach a little bit.
Right.
Ready to go.
And then when the meal comes,
then you go
in September.
Then you go hard.
Then it's
let's go.
Game over. Let's do this shit.
I like that analogy. Well played. Well said, sir. So I'm very excited about that. But you know who else is excited about that shit too?
The Joe Wright Group.
That's right. Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, and Alex DeRocher a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all of your real estate needs.
Let's go, Buffalo.
It's about that time, baby. Yes. I'm very excited about that. So, switching gears from NFL to college, we talked about this a little bit.
Yep.
This nonsensical, ridiculous 4-game suspension for Jim Harbaugh that's apparently coming. It's not official yet. I don't know if it's an actual thing yet. For apparently buying cheeseburgers for recruits? Really? We're still doing this? Programs are literally paying millions of dollars to players to come to their school. But we're going to nail Jim Harbaugh on buying cheeseburgers for recruits?
I think this is basically...
What the fuck are we doing here? We've been very clear for years on the show. We are not Jim Harbaugh fans.
I'm definitely not.
Right.
And I know you're borderline right with me.
Yes. He got kind of back into the good graces. You know, you make it to 2 college football playoffs. Cool.
I can forgive a little bit. I don't forget.
But he's still not my favorite person in the world.
Not at all. For me either. By any means. I just don't like the guy. But as long as he keeps winning games, I'll be on board.
Right. But to nail him for buying cheeseburgers.
You know what this is, though? This is nailing him for something minor. Making him sit out 4 games that don't really fucking matter. As opposed to getting him for something else. You know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of like, okay, yeah, well, it's 4 games for cheeseburgers, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't even care. It's 4 games. Who gives a shit?
It's just the principle of it, though. It's absurd. Like, you see what's going on in college sports now. It's fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Like schools are literally out in the open dealing money to these recruits. No problem with that. But it's all hidden behind NIL.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Come on. And that's not to mention, how the fuck is the NCAA even a thing anymore? Like, how do they have any power over anything?
They shouldn't.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, and we are all for these kids getting paid, and I'm still for them getting paid. However, there's got to be some sort of cap here. There has to be, because this shit's out of control. It is. It's out of control. I mean, it's like Lane Kiffin was talking about it. He goes, it's literally, I think even Saban was talking about it too. He goes, it's free agency. That's literally what it is. It's free agency.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's like, oh, cool. So basically, if whatever school has the biggest, donors, booster clubs, whatever, you're gonna get that kid.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
Yeah, basically, this is them suspending him for lying, pretty much, not the cheeseburger thing themselves. So I'm trying to read this. Harbaugh is accused of providing false or misleading information to the NCAA during an investigation into alleged recruiting violations made in 2021 during an extended recruiting dead period stemming from COVID-19. So it's all BS. It's all BS.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
It's just the absurdity of it.
It is.
It is.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
anything that has to do with the NCAA is absurdity.
Yes.
We've said it for years.
Oh, 100. Yes, absolutely. Well, another thing that's absurd is I know.
Do you want to talk about this Tigers trade that didn't happen? Is that what we're getting into, or no, not yet?
No, I was going to stick with college football, then we'll
Okay.
have the Tigers trade.
Okay. Or lack thereof.
Yeah, one of our favorite radio hosts in this town, the Studio Gangster, decided
Studio Gangster.
the Studio Gangster, and if you know, you know.
And if you don't, we're not going to spell it out for you.
No, we're not. Basically said that Michigan fans should not attend the Michigan State game that is in East Lansing this year.
It's going to be a night game.
It's going to be a night game, which of course it is. So it gives a chance to Sparty fans to burn couches and get fucking drunk and all that shit. Which whatever.
You can't let that shit
do your
happen.
thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Whatever.
That's your thing. Do what you got to do. But he says don't be there because if you're there, you're basically going to get a battery thrown at you. Oh, okay. And he says there's all this contempt from Michigan State fans about how Michigan State got railroaded last year after the Michigan game because of what happened in the tunnel. Dude, everything was recorded. How did Michigan State get railroaded? How?
Your team got railroaded, or your school got railroaded because they had video evidence of players beating other players from the other team with helmets and kicking them. That's being railroaded now? That's what we
Right.
That's the definition of being railroaded? Okay.
Yeah, he says it's the equivalent of play stupid games and win stupid prizes. He's like that's going to be arguably the most hostile environment this rivalry has ever had. Ever. It will be a tinderbox. Don't be there. Find somewhere else to be. Find something else to do. Somewhere other than East Lansing.
So I will tell you, part of that I agree with. Part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because as a Michigan fan, I'm going to warn you. Don't go there for that game.
Yeah.
But I don't have control over the school or their fans. This person we're speaking of kind of does. And their voice carries very loudly within that realm.
He's one of the head Spartans.
So
Period.
for me to say, hey, Michigan fans, you'd be smart not to go there for that game.
Yep.
It's not the same as him saying, hey, Michigan fans, don't go there for that game. I will tell you, don't go there for that game. It's a bad idea. It's a night game. Everybody there's going to be liquored up.
Right.
And this rivalry between Michigan and Michigan State has turned toxic.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
hard to disagree with that.
It has become toxic. It is no longer a casual rib each other, talk shit rivalry. It has become toxic. I would not want to be any part of that game. I would not want to be anywhere near that game. I wouldn't want any part of it.
Honestly,
I just wouldn't.
I hope Michigan goes in there and drops 100 on them. I do.
I mean, look, I do too. I wouldn't want to be there for it because it's become so toxic. Somebody
Right.
is going to lose their life over this rivalry, and to me, that seems stupid.
It's incredibly stupid.
It's stupid.
Like, why do you find it necessary to chuck a battery at an opposing fan?
Well,
What
why
the fuck
do
is
you-
wrong with you?
Well, we've seen it in sports recently
Oh,
over the
absolutely.
last 10 years. Why do you find it necessary to beat the shit out of somebody at a stadium you're at because they're rooting for the other team? At what point in time
childish.
did we devolve to cave people?
It's dumb. It's so
like
dumb.
you're beating people up for having a different hat on than you or having a different shirt on than you.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Oh, but he says he's like, I don't condone it though. Oh, okay. That'll fix everything.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't telling people to behave that way, but I know what Spartan fans are feeling and how that's going to go down after what went down last year and how MSU got railroaded. How did MSU get railroaded, dude? I don't understand that. How did they get railroaded? Somebody please explain that to me.
I would like to know that portion of it. I would like somebody to explain the railroading portion of it.
He says after obviously what went down in the tunnel, he says Spartan fans are going to be foaming because they sat for a year and watched their school get thrown under a bus.
No, your school literally drove the bus over themselves.
Yeah. Like, dude, stop, man. Stop with this.
And again,
Stop with this nonsense.
again, we're acting like this has been some big fucking thing. No, the players who did what they did
Yeah.
got what they had coming to them. Other than that, it's not been a black eye for the school.
Nope.
I don't I don't personally look at Michigan State any worse for those players doing that. Those were single players. I don't like Michigan State anyway, but it's not like I'm like, fuck them even more. It was an incident that happened that shouldn't have happened. The players that were involved got disciplined and got what was coming to them. Done.
Yep.
But this whole they had the bus drove over them type of shit, and they got railroaded.
That didn't.
That's
happen.
just stupid.
That didn't happen. That's just you making shit up.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. You're just making. You're basically gaslighting your fan base. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, man.
You're egging them on to do things like throw batteries at people.
Yep. And and when some dipshit does in fact do this, because you know it's going to happen.
Right.
He's like, oh, Lenny, whatever. Fucking fuck that guy. But we digress. So yes, getting into the Tigers.
Yeah.
Into the Tigers, and their trade deadline, which basically consisted of one move. They traded.
It was
Michael
one
Lorenzen.
move. It wasn't even a good move.
It wasn't. They traded Michael Lorenzen to the Phillies for some guy I've never heard of.
For a Phillies top 5 prospect, who is not a top 5 prospect in MLB,
But in their system. Right.
who was not even a top 100 prospect. Okay. Meanwhile, for this trade deadline, we've seen 4 other teams trade for pitchers.
Yeah.
And in every one of those, there was a top 100 prospect involved. Scott Harris got a guy that's top 5 in the Phillies organization. Congratulations. Okay.
Good to see Al Avila still lives on here. It's great.
And then Scott Harris, who mind you, said he did not plan on hiring a general manager. Then went out and made a trade with the Dodgers. And by all accounts, it was a very good trade. They were getting rid of Erod.
And the Dodgers have a really good farm system too.
Right.
Like a really I think like top 2.
Yep. The Dodgers were trading for Erod.
Yep.
And Eduardo Rodriguez. I can't even spit that.
There you go,
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Who? Eduardo
Rodriguez.
All right.
Was being traded to the Dodgers, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Scott Harris pulled off a great trade, right? You know what he didn't do? He didn't check the no trade clause in Erod's contract.
Yeah.
That said he did not want to be traded to any West Coast team. And he didn't check with his player. And he nixed it. So Erod said, no, I'm not going. Sorry. This is one of the, if this isn't one of the worst moves, this is amateur hour.
The whole organization is amateur hour.
Under
Chris Ilitch's ownership.
It's unbelievable to me that this can happen. First of all, before you start talking trades with anybody, you need to talk to your player who has a no trade clause.
I'm going to look into that
and see what teams are on his no trade clause, and then possibly talk to him about, hey, if I strike a deal with one of these teams, what can we do to get you to waive the no trade clause to go there?
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation first. Let's not go talk to the team, make the trade happen, and then have the player go, nah, fam, not doing that.
No. Did you look at my contract? Did you look at my list? No?
What? This is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen happen in sports at this point, as far as a trade or a non-trade goes.
That's pretty bad.
I've never seen something this stupid be done by a higher up at an organization. The fuck?
It's pretty bad. It's like, because you remember when the Vikings that missed their draft pick and the Ravens jumped up? Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of the equivalent to that.
It's. I'll be honest with you, I think this is worse. Dude, read the contract of your players.
Yeah.
How do you not read the contract?
I don't know if it's worse though, because it's like, dude, you're at the draft. It's right in front of you.
Like, make your pick.
Make your pick.
I mean, that's equally. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But this one is like, you knew this trade deadline was. The trade deadline didn't just pop up today, and you went, "Oh shit! Wait, we got to make trades today." No, it's been coming.
Yeah, exactly.
The entire season.
So,
what are you doing?
Logically, you've been calling, and teams have been calling you about this guy for at least a month, and you didn't bother to check this in that time period. Really? Okay.
You know what else he also didn't bother to do? Hire a fucking general manager like he should have. Because if he had a general manager,
yeah, that
probably wouldn't have this issue.
See, now not only do you look like a buffoon, but the organization looks incompetent.
Completely.
And I granted,
this is so.
and granted, it's
fucking
not
dumb.
exactly a high bar for this organization as of
It's
now.
not, but
So
God
it didn't
bless
take a lot
America.
to make it look like incompetence, but you
Jesus.
clearly did not help with this act of idiocy. I'm sorry.
It is fucking
And-
unbelievable.
And that's exactly what this organization has been under the ownership of Chris Ilitch. And it will continue to be because that dude does not fucking care.
Nope.
That
Not
dude
one bit.
does not fucking care about this franchise one fucking bit.
Not one bit.
All he cares about is his stupid fucking parking lots. That's it. And this team, he doesn't have to put a dime into this team. He's going to make money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
it's sad.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is with any sports organization at this point. Like if you own them, you're just printing money.
Oh yeah, because
you
of
don't-
the TV contracts.
You don't have to do anything.
Like you see these NBA contracts. Like the fact Jaylen Brown got like $300 million. What the fuck are we doing here? That dude, come on.
I know. I saw that one out, and I don't really care about the NBA, so I wasn't about to bring it up. But I saw that contract, and I was like, huh?
That guy,
How did he
Come
get,
on.
How did he get that contract?
get the fuck out of here with that, dude.
This one today though with the Erod trade that happened but didn't happen. I'm telling you, man, I can't wait to hear the fucking story that comes out of it. Like this is I can't wait to hear the story that comes out about this.
You know they're gonna
I can't.
spin it. You know they're absolutely gonna spin it.
It's just
Oh, I
this
must
is-
have misread it.
This is so dumb.
It's dumb. It's incredibly dumb. But
Wow.
that's so.
There you go, Tigers fans. This is what you were. Listen, we got a new guy in charge. It's
We
no longer
do.
Alavila, but guess what?
So
Wow, this might be worse than Alavila. At least Alavila made trades. They never panned out.
They weren't
for
great
him.
trades, but at least he made
least
them
he made
the
them.
way, the right way. He didn't
He-
do this stupid shit.
Fuck.
So let's get to like a later topic. We kind of talked about this before the show. Like the NFL, they have a lot of like throwback jerseys coming out this year and some
Yes.
like alternates or whatever.
Yep.
And honestly, they're getting them right this year because a lot of
Yes.
them look fantastic. So they've kind of ranked like the top 8 from at least the list I got. And they have the Seahawks bringing back their royal blues with the silver helmet.
Yep.
The Eagles bringing back the Kelly Greens. The Titans going back to the throwback Oilers jerseys, the baby blues. The Bucks bringing back the creamsicles, and they're doing that against the Lions too.
Hey, I love those. I love those creamsicle ones.
I did too. They're doing
And I
that-
love the old school fucking pirate logo too. I love that.
The Pats are bringing back their red ones, which I fucking love those jerseys. I do. Those things are great.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Patriot
the
Pat
old-
or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, those things are
Yeah,
sweet.
Yep.
The Jets ones are doing like I guess like the 80s. I don't really know kind of what the Jets did here, but whatever.
Yep.
The Vikings are going back to like their throwback like 60s unis with the gray face mask and whatnot, which I dig. I like that. It's just a throwback. It's a good look. It's clean.
Yeah.
And then the Browns are doing like all white, which okay.
It's the old school ones. I like them, but I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah.
But again, it's nothing that really stands out. So
Yeah.
I understand if you're not a fan of the team and you look at it and you're like,
It really doesn't do anything
Yeah,
for me.
you're like, eh.
It really doesn't.
I get it. I like it.
Yeah.
I would have preferred them do some of the old school with the colors on them, the
Okay.
brown and the orange.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's a throwback. I like it, but I'm much more partial to some of the other ones.
Like if the Bengals keep those all white ones with the white Bengal helmet,
Yeah.
those are sweet.
Yeah, those
Those
bad.
are nice. I dig those. But like out of those ones we just mentioned, like what are your top 3?
So I got a top 2, and I'm gonna tell you the creamsicle ones are right there for me.
Yeah.
And the Tennessee Oilers, the Houston Oilers,
Yeah.
old school ones. I love those powder blue, baby blue with the Oiler logo. I fucking love that.
Okay.
I was always kind of an Oilers fan growing up. I like them, not a fan, but I like them. I like the jerseys.
Yeah.
I liked Warren Moon. Curtis Duncan was my dad actually knew Curtis Duncan's mom. And I got an autographed picture of Curtis Duncan.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, when you're a kid,
Oh yeah.
things like that make you a
it's
fan,
awesome,
right?
yeah.
So I get an autographed picture of Curtis Duncan from my dad. And instantly, I'm like watching the Oilers. I'm watching Curtis Duncan. I'm drafting him in my fantasy draft when I'm a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's awesome. I'm very partial to those. And then you brought the one up, and I'm looking at it now. And I really like these. And it's the Eagles.
Oh, the Kelly Greens.
It's the Kelly Green
those
Eagles
are sweet.
with that old school eagle holding the football. That reminds me of Randall Cunningham. Instantly.
Reggie White back before he went to Green Bay.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
those are absolute
Yeah, I
beautiful
love those.
jerseys. So my top three, these are in no particular order or anything like that, are I love the Seahawks throwbacks. That silver helmet.
The silver helmet with the
that royal
Seahawk,
blue?
yeah.
Oh.
Well, and with the Seahawk face on
It's
coming out from
beautiful.
the back, yeah.
Beautiful. The Titans, they're the Oilers. That baby blue is gorgeous.
I love those
Gorgeous.
fucking jerseys.
And yeah, the Kelly Green Oilers jersey. The Bucks just out of the top three. Like don't get me wrong, I love.
I'm
the
telling you, I
creamsicles.
do love the creamsicles.
The creamsicles are sweet, but it's just out of the top three for me. But those are the three I'd go with. But I was like baby blue.
See, for me, the Pats would be next. I
Okay.
do like the old school Pat on the helmet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That would be
And the
probably
the
number
red
5.
with the old school colors, man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd probably be number 5 for me as well, or it'd be my 5th one after the creamsicles.
And the Vikings one looks like a Vikings.
It does.
Like,
but
it just looks like Vikings.
I like the gray face mask. I like how it's like it's a clean look. It's just like that's.
It is, but
what
see,
I
it
like
doesn't
about
stand out as throwback to me though.
It doesn't.
To me, it just looks like they got another jersey like another. It just looks
But it doesn't have the stupid number font that they have now, which I can't stand.
yeah, I don't know. It just does. It doesn't stand out to me as like a throwback old school type thing. You know what I mean? It
See,
just doesn't.
Like this is what the Steelers should do. They need to go back to the block numbers instead of the rounder ones they have now. That was a great look. I don't know why they ever went away from it. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm glad these teams are doing this now. And
Yeah, I'm all about it.
I get why they're doing it because obviously you sell more jerseys and blah blah blah.
Oh, for sure.
whatever.
It's money.
But this, like, I want the Bills. I want the Bills to go back to the red helmets for a couple games. I think it'd be awesome. Go back to those '90s uniforms, the early '90s uniforms. That'd be great. I would love it. Like how the Giants went back to their throwbacks. You know, like during the '80s.
Yeah.
Those are great jerseys. Was it the Giants across the helmet? It was great jerseys. Keep it going, man. Just take my money. You know.
Take my money,
And then,
please.
I don't know. Have we talked about this? The Lions, the alternate helmet, that blue one.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not a fan.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, bring that shit
That's
up.
that's how
Oh, they're wearing it.
that's how out of date with Lions stuff I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. So what do I got? Lions
Blue
alternate?
helmet. Yeah, Lions alternate helmet. I think they're gonna wear it with the gray jersey. I think is what I read. Like, I'm not a huge fan of it. I love the logo.
I mean, that's the old school Lions logo.
I love that logo.
I do kind of like that. That's the old school logo.
Yes, I love the logo.
It's really difficult for me to say I like anything Lions anymore. But I mean, it does nothing for me.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they wore it on Thanksgiving. Wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Oh, yeah, not even just surprise. It would surprise me if they didn't wear it
Yeah,
on Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Honestly,
Like you said, that logo, I love that the helmet color.
see for me the old school Lions jerseys and uniforms I love are
Basic.
I think of Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
It's the blue with the gray
That's
numbers and the gray helmet.
Beautiful.
Like that's what I think of throwback Lions. That's the only throwback Lions uniform I really like.
Now
Even when they wear those nowadays,
Yeah.
and I hate the
They're-
Lions,
they're
I look at them,
beautiful.
I'm like, those are awesome.
they're beautiful. Now I've heard some rumors, and I don't know how exactly true this is, but that because the Lions are getting new jerseys next year,
Okay.
like a new design, and from what I've heard and read, that it's going to be like a play on that particular jersey.
Oh, well, that's smart.
I agree.
I don't believe the Lions ever do anything smart, so I'll believe
Right.
I'll believe it when I see it. But
And if that happens, that's cool because that's a great jersey.
It is.
It's like the Raiders black jersey. It's like plain and simple to the point, but they look beautiful.
yep.
You know, that silver and black looks great. And
Agreed.
That's basically what that Lions jersey is. It's not even the Honolulu blue. It's like a darker blue with the gray. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's hope they get it right this time. Because honestly, the last few Lions jersey designs have been horrendous. Like even the ones they got now, fucking terrible. They get stupid font they got. It's awful. But so with that being said, we're gonna dive into what did you learn, Joe, from our last show?
What'd you learn?
What'd you learn?
Let's do yours first.
I got 2 of them.
And I want to tell you before we get into this,
Yeah.
my family
Yeah.
thought this segment, the last show we did 2 weeks ago, was the funniest fucking thing they've ever. Like they
It was
died.
it was pretty funny.
They fucking died laughing at you talking about how
yeah.
you were a half-inch short.
yeah.
They fucking loved it. So
I'm glad I could entertain you guys.
It was a great segment.
It was.
To add, and they loved it.
It's hard to top that one, so I don't think we're going to be able to do it with this one. But
Yeah,
I'm glad I could entertain you guys. You're welcome. So I have two that I learned recently. That one, that MCDC, he actually wanted a live lion on the sidelines. Did you know this?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely did not know this until like yesterday.
He pitched it.
Yeah.
He pitched it in a meeting, and he wanted a live lion on a leash on the sideline.
That's a terrible idea. But
I mean-
I didn't know until yesterday. And the other thing I learned yesterday was
You know what's hilarious?
What?
Tell me our stuff isn't listening. Look at what I just scrolled past on Facebook. How does that pop up the instant you say it? I knew nothing about this coming up right now,
Right.
but I had heard that before. This pops up. I have Facebook popped up, and it
Yeah.
literally, I'm scrolling, and that pops up. Dan Campbell wanted a live lion on the sideline, but the NFL said no.
That is amazing.
When the NFL has to be the smartest person in the room,
Yeah, that's,
what the fuck are we doing?
that's saying something. That is definitely saying something. And then the other thing I learned is that Patrick Mahomes in 13 playoff games has never played a true playoff game.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Again, this is something I learned yesterday.
Okay.
The only road games he's played are Super Bowls.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that when I read that. I actually had to like dive into it to make sure it was like a legitimate thing. And yeah, it's a legitimate thing.
Gotcha.
He's never played a road playoff game. Like a
Wow.
true road playoff game.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's interesting.
yes.
I didn't know that either. So that's my thing I learned this week. I'm kidding. So I don't know whether it was this week or last week or whatever. It was in between the last show we did and now.
Yeah.
I did learn something weird.
Oh,
Right?
do
And
tell.
I hadn't really thought about, like, I wouldn't really think about this segment.
Yeah.
And then we got here and you're like, hey, what
did you
did you learn segment?
Yes.
And I went, fuck.
Did you actually just stop and say, fuck?
I did.
Awesome.
I was like,
Got it.
I did to you. I was like, fuck, I forgot about the segment. I didn't really write down anything I learned. But I do remember one thing that I what was something that I was like, all right, this is odd. I didn't know this. When somebody says they have a buttload of something, like, oh, yeah, I got a buttload of this. You know, buttload actually is a real term from way back.
Really?
Yep. It was the second largest amount of wine when they would transport wine in like barrels.
It's a buttload.
It was called a butt.
Oh, no
that
shit.
was it's like 477 liters. And they would transport it, and that would be called a buttload of wine. A buttload of something actually is a true measurement. And I had no idea, and that's one of the oddest things I think I've ever learned. A buttload is actually a measurement of having something, or at least it used to be.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
So you can actually say it. It actually is
You
legitimate.
can, yeah. I mean, you would have to have like 407, whatever it was,
Right.
477 liters of something. If you have 477 liters of something,
It's a
you
buttload.
actually have a buttload of something.
Okay. Because, I mean, usually people, say they got like a fuck ton or fuck load or a shitload or
Well,
whatever.
I got a buttload of,
Right.
of trading cards in my closet.
Right.
Or a buttload actually is a fucking
I have a
measurement.
buttload of jerseys in my third bedroom.
Right.
Yes.
And it comes from old school back when they used to transport wine in barrels. The second largest barrel was called a butt.
All right.
And they would transport buttload of wine.
I dig it. That's cool. Yeah.
Very odd, but there you go.
It's a good one. I dig it.
One of those random things you learn that you never really think about. I'm sitting here trying to think of what I learned this week. I was like, well, actually, you know what? That's a good one.
That
I'll
is
say
that is a very good one. I like it. Nicely done.
All right. What else we got?
That's it. That's
it?
That's all the topics I had, man.
That's it?
That's it, man.
All right. Well,
It was a very, very fluid show.
yeah.
Yes.
I liked it. I hope everybody else liked it.
Yes.
I think we'll be back. No, we won't be back next week.
Okay.
We will have a week off next week. I'm gonna be doing stuff with the house. I get the keys this Saturday before
Which
we
is
go.
awesome.
Before we go to SummerSlam.
Very excited for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna do some moving and stuff this week. The big move is scheduled for the Saturday after this Saturday, but that's gonna be all the furniture and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have my new furniture from Gardner White coming on Sunday.
Yeah. Free plug.
But yeah, I got
Free plug.
free plug. Whatever. Yeah. It's like the only furniture place around anymore. When you start looking for furniture, like there's no real like Art Van isn't around anymore.
Go to Costco, man.
Costco's good, but I don't know. I just like when I want to go to buy furniture. I think like I want to go to a furniture store.
Yeah. Just don't go to Ashley. They fucking suck.
Oh no,
They're fucking terrible.
you know what's funny? I didn't even think of going to them. You're right, but
they're fucking it. Fuck them.
Fuck them. You know who else I want to say fuck you to? And you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. It's not like they pay our bills or they're gonna do anything to us. Fuck Xfinity.
Yeah.
Xfinity fucking sucks. First of all, their customer service fucking blows. They're horrible. It's the worst in the world. If they didn't have great internet, they would be worthless.
Oh, 100%. Like, if they did have great internet, I would have nothing to do with that company.
Right. That's the only thing they have going for them is they have the best internet out of anybody.
They do. Because WoW is terrible. AT&T
Oh, it's awful.
is terrible.
But their customer service sucks.
Yeah.
And they charge you a ton for TV, for home phone, for anything else other than the internet. And it's not like you get off cheap with internet either, but it's the best internet, so I'm willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
But my mother, who only she doesn't watch a ton of shit, right? She wants the basic channels, right?
Right.
She was on a promotional rate. It was whatever. It was like 120 something. Then it went up to 140 something. Then it went up to 160
And that's
something.
the fucked up thing. They don't even tell you when they're going to jack it up.
No, just
like
all
if you're on a promo rate, like generally like a year, maybe two, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't even tell you when it's like coming up. Like, hey, your promotion rate's about to change.
Right.
What do you want to do here?
Right.
They don't even tell you.
Nope, because they want that extra money.
Yep.
So my mother calls and tries to change this, right? And she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know what she's asking for or wants. She just wants TV, phone, and internet. That's it.
Yeah.
They take advantage of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so she wants a better price because they upped hers to $197. $197 for a home phone, internet, which she doesn't have the fastest fucking internet,
right?
And like almost basic TV, not even like the top tier TV.
And just one box?
One box.
Oh, Jesus.
And one internet. So the internet box and the cable box.
Right.
$197. So she calls them and tries to talk to them, which is like it's like beating your head against the wall.
It really is.
I'd rather turn around and talk to this fucking wall right here. So then she discusses with them, I need my bill to come down. This is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. They get her bill down. Still astronomical compared to where it was, but they knock it down like $30 a month. But they didn't tell her. She went to watch TV one day afterwards. They took away a handful of stations away from her. Oh. They knocked her down on the TV.
Yeah.
And the other day, so I got her set up on the streaming.
Yep.
Like I got her set up with my accounts on her TV, streaming, YouTube TV and HBO Max and whatever, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So I go over there the next day and I'm like, hey, how's it working out for you? She goes, well, it keeps buffering a lot. I was like, that's weird. I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's the old, because I gave her one of my older Roku ones. I said, maybe the Roku's a little older. Maybe I'll get you a brand new one. So I did. I actually ordered a new one. Hasn't come in yet, but I was looking today because I was going to cancel her TV for her.
Yeah.
Because now she has what I have.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They knocked her down to the lowest internet and didn't tell her. To bring that price down, they gave her the worst internet they have.
Unbelievable.
I go, that explains why it's buffering all the time.
Because
she has the worst fucking internet.
Yeah.
They knocked her down they didn't knock her down one level.
Yeah.
They knocked her down two fucking levels.
You basically have dial-up.
Right. Like she basically, she has a squirrel in a fucking wheel powering her internet right now.
Yeah.
It's like you could hear it.
Yeah. You have like
the little buffering sign?
Yeah.
No, it's actually the squirrel running.
Yeah. Like you have like, again, you have basically dial-up or something pre-dial-up.
Yeah.
Whatever that
I'm
was.
surprised I don't hear that.
Yeah, right. Anytime you turn on the TV, it just does that.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
Yeah,
talk about
that's
taking
terrible.
advantage of somebody.
Yeah, that's terrible. Now, one of the guys that we know, Nick, remember Nick? Wrestling guy we did the shows we did at out in Mount Clemens.
Oh, yeah, Eloquent.
I believe he works for Xfinity.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost
All
positive
right.
if he does. Maybe get in touch with him.
I might. I'm actually at the point where I ordered something for her to. I'm changing over her home phone to a different service.
Right.
Little plug. I'm changing it to Uma, which is you buy the box, hook it up to your internet. You have home phone basically for free. The only thing you get charged is the taxes for where you're at, just the taxes and fees for where you're at, which is for our area is going to work out, or for her area is going to work out to like $6.
Oh no.
So, right.
Yeah.
So that's all you pay.
Okay.
So I'm getting her off of that. I got her off the TV. The only thing she's going to have is the internet. I'm going to make sure she's at the internet that she needs to be at.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't go right, then I might contact him then.
Okay.
I do remember seeing that he works there, and I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, it's stupid. Basically $200
Yeah. That's,
for a lady of my mom's age who doesn't want to watch all the pay movie channels.
No.
She doesn't have the best TV in the world. She doesn't have HBO and Cinemax and Showtime
Just
and
really basic
Stars.
shit.
It's the basic channels she wants.
Yeah.
She wants basic internet that works, not the lowest tier that doesn't fucking work for anything, and a home phone.
Right.
Because she doesn't use her cell phone for everything. Because let's face it, the older generation isn't great with cell phones. She uses it for pictures of her granddaughter. That's basically it.
Yeah.
And to FaceTime with her granddaughter when she's not with her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're basically taking advantage of people. It's ridiculous. If I didn't discover that,
Oh yeah.
my mom wouldn't have known.
No. Hell no.
She would have had no clue.
No. Certainly not.
She discovered she was missing the channels, but like it's just ridiculous.
It is.
They knocked her down to the lowest fucking internet. I'm like, what fucking con artists?
Now I know a few years ago my promo rate ran out, and it was like the first month. The bill was
You're
higher.
like, holy shit.
The bill was higher, so I called them, and I flat out said, I'm like, fuck this, I want it gone. I don't want it at all.
Yeah, I'm not
period.
paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were real quick to lower that shit then. Real quick to lower that shit.
I did that several times. And I think you kind of have to be that exact way.
You do.
If you call them and say, listen, I can't really afford this, I need it knocked down, they'll try to take advantage of you. But if you know what you're talking about and you tell them, listen, no. Or if you flat out tell them, I'm not paying for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring, I actually did that one time.
Oh,
with Xfinity. I went to the fucking
Oh, you went
store.
to the store? Yeah.
And I basically threw my box on the on the counter.
I don't want this shit anymore.
And they quickly reversed the charges.
Oh, absolutely.
And gave me a good internet for a lower price. Like they took care of me at that point.
Yeah.
But until they believe you're not going to be with them,
Yeah.
they just try to take advantage of you.
Oh, for sure.
Because they know they almost have the market cornered on internet, right? So I
Pretty
mean,
much.
they know if you're going to go to a different internet, you're not going to be happy there.
No.
But they also don't want to lose you as a customer. So
Right.
they can try to take advantage of you up until the point where you are like you said, you're like, no, I'm fucking done. Fuck you. I'm fucking done with you.
Yep.
And then they'll come around a little
They'll
bit.
be like, oh, we can do this for you. Oh, can you now?
Oh, okay. Why didn't you say that
Why
20
didn't you
minutes
say
ago?
that? Yeah, we could have avoided this whole thing. Anyways,
All right. Anything else we want to get to, or we're good?
we're good, man.
All right. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Actually, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. I might have to change that fucking logo. But anyway.
Whatever.
Check out our website, sotdet.com. Click on shop, buy some stuff with the Sports on Tap Detroit logo on it. Again, that's sotdet.com. On behalf of Chris, I am Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you in 2 Tuesdays.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.